Last month, Hastings Exposition and Racing attempted to get their racing license transferred from Adams County to Keith County. In June, the Nebraska Racing and Gaming Commission voted it down 5-2 because of missing documentation showing they owned the property in Ogallala. They returned to Lincoln today and received a much different result as the NRGC unanimously votes to approve their license transfer.
I feel like it was a detail that just needed to be answered. There may have been some questions, you know, with paperwork for options, the ground and things like that, but obviously it was clarified. The ownership, we satisfied the commission with every detail they needed.
Cynthia Smith says that they plan on running races at Lake Mac Racetrack with Elite Gaming as their partners.